If you work in the cleaning industry, you know that ISSA sits at the crossroads of standards, education, advocacy, and the events that power everything important to us. And like any great organization, what makes it all work is the collective team, and it starts with leadership. And speaking of leadership, today is an opportunity to get the inside story of ISSA's new executive director with a focus on vision, priorities, and how strategy turns into member impact. So settle in. This is a candid, practical conversation about leading a global community and raising the bar for our industry. So it's my pleasure to welcome Kim Althoff. Kim, welcome to Straight Talk.
Thank you, Jeff. Very happy to be here.
The new executive director of ISSA. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How do you feel?
I feel incredible. I feel very honored and privileged to step into this role. Very, very lucky, Jeff. It's been an incredible journey. A huge big thank you to the ISSA Board of Directors, to Lori Sewell, our current president, to John Barrett, our executive director, to my team, to our ISSA team, and to our incredible community for truly having the trust in me. And I am incredibly excited to take this next step in our amazing, just heartwarming, amazing group of people in our industry.
I agree on all that. It's a great bunch at ISSA and in the industry. We're about to go to ISSA Show North America, and you're going to be shaking a lot of hands of people in this new role. Are you ready for that?
I am ready for that. And for those of you that do know me, the ISSA show was really where I started. That was my baby. So I would say this is one of my favorite times of the year.
Let's talk about your journey a little bit. When did you start at ISSA? Tell us a little bit about the history of you with the organization.
So it's really an incredible story. So I started in 1996. My degree was in hospitality, business management, restaurant management. Loved it. Got burnt out, decided I wanted to change, wanted to be what any young girl at that stage of their life, a meeting planner, wanted to plan trade shows and events. So, long story short, looked in the Chicago area, DC, where a lot of trade associations are based, did a lot of interviews. And then my father at the time was a manufacturer's rep, goes to ISSA every year. He's been a member, was a member for a very, very long time, called me and said, "Hey, what about my association, ISSA?" And I said, "Oh, that great show that you go to, all those amazing people that you talk about." I didn't really even think about it. And he said, "What if I make a call to the convention director? I know her, Leanne Nalling, and let me see if there's anything available." So, like an amazing father wanting to help their daughter, I said, "Sure." And so he made a phone call to Leanne, and as a coincidence, Jeff, they were looking for an administrative assistant in the trade show department. So he calls me back. He said, "You're never going to believe this. They're looking for an administrative assistant." I said, "Dad, it's somewhat of a step back, but I knew how important it was to my father." But I said, "You know what? Great. I love it. Thank you. I'd love to go on the interview. I'd love to learn more about ISSA." So here again, like any good father, Jeff, he flies in from Philadelphia and says, "I'm going to take you on the interview." And I said, "Dad, I think I'm old enough to go on my own interview." "No, no, 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 no. I know the executive director, John Garfinkel. I know some people there. Just let me pick you up. I lived in Chicago at the time. Let me take you." So he did. He dropped me off. He said his hellos, spent time with Leanne, and then I got the phone call that said, "We'd love to offer you a job. All we have is the administrative assistance role, but we think you'd be great at it." So for me, Jeff, it was an opportunity. While it was somewhat of a step back for me, it was 10 steps forward in a 29-year journey and career that just never stopped, that I've had incredible honor and just joy in working in this industry. I have met some of the most amazing individuals, my best friends, mentors, role models. I get a little choked up only because my father's not here with us today, but he was really the reason why I'm here.
I wonder how many watching this are learning something new about Kim. He took you and dropped you off. I love that story. Was it who called you when you got the job?
Leanne Dowling, who again
Okay.
is an incredible mentor. She had been at the association. I was fortunate enough to take over her role as director, and she had been there 34 years. But
Hmm.
I think that's one thing you're going to learn about ISSA, especially for people that don't know our team, that there are a lot of people with us, Jeff, that have worked there for a very long time. So we're incredibly fortunate to have a very, very talented group of people and tenured group of
But
people.
Kim, what happened next in your journey? You were the administrative assistant. Talk about what got you here, and maybe speak about the trade show changing as well to Informa.
So for me, just through family, hard work has always been, one of our mottos, and just being passionate and dedicated to what you do and learning. So I was just here again, very, very fortunate to continue to take on more responsibility. Once Liam retired, I became the convention director, which I loved, met an incredible group of exhibitors, our attendees, our members that would come, prospective new members. It was the best time of year. I mean, a lot of time and money is spent by everyone to come and for us to be together and learn, see incredibly innovative products, meet new connections is priceless. From that, I was just given the opportunity to take on more responsibility. ISSA is a association of associations. We've been incredibly fortunate with a lot of mergers of bringing businesses and associations and groups into the ISSA fold that have benefited the industry as a whole. So took over media, took over education and training, which is so important in our industry, events, some of our international divisions, membership, and then blessed and grateful over the last several years to lead an amazing team at ISSA Charities for our philanthropy arm. I was just in California for our first annual Golfing for a Reason event that benefited Cleaning for a Reason and Hygieia, and two individuals, Mark Prescio and Bethany Harrington, supported that event as co-chairs, an incredible group of sponsors, participants, the Cleaning for a Reason team, the Hygieia team. That's what it's all about, Jeff. Everybody coming out, supporting for a good cause. My journey has just literally been obviously creating a value for myself, being able to lead an amazing team. And then, John Barrett came in most recently as our executive director for the last 10 years and literally just said, what would you like out of your career here? And I said, I want to continue to grow. And if there's an opportunity when the time is right for me to be able to be one of those individuals that may step into the executive director role, I'd love to be mentored and coached to be able to be one of those individuals.
I want to know how you did with your golf game.
I did not golf this time, but I did promise next year that I will take a year. I have clubs, but I need to
Oh,
get lessons and that we will golf because we definitely need more female golfers. There was a great group of women out there, but it would be wonderful to see more female golfers on the course.
we will have this conversation in 1 year. I'm going to put on my calendar to talk about your golf game. So we're going to hold you to it.
Deal.
Golf, I am a terrible golfer myself, but you will enjoy every minute of it.
See, maybe you should come out and join us next year.
Maybe I should. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Sounds like a great event. And thank you for your comments about leadership and women in the industry. I know Hygia is close to your heart as well. Maybe you could talk a little bit more about how the mentorship of John Garfinkel and John Barrett. How much do you value that? Because here you are in this role, and you have to credit some of that to them in addition to your own efforts.
By far. And of the last four executive directors, I actually was very privileged to know three of them all very well, starting with Jack Romali, who, was literally synonymous with kindness, thoughtfulness, and, all about relationships. John Garfinkel, here again, an incredibly strong, valued industry veteran, made me a stronger professional and very, very appreciative of that. And then John Barrett, here again, I think I'm a kind person, Jeff, but John Barrett is probably one of the most kindest individuals I've ever met, one of the smartest men I have met, and has just continued to help shape my leadership and the individual that I am from a business sense and from a professional sense. He's also a really dear, good friend. He's got an incredible family, but the ISSA team in the industry were so important to him. And obviously, he came from the industry, right? Very similar to John Garfinkel, right? So he understood it, he put a value to it. He wanted to make a difference and he wanted to make sure that the association was strong and in a very, very good place. And for those of you who I think know part of the story right before COVID, most people think John Barrett had a crystal ball and knew the future, right? Because he was the brilliant individual that said, let's partner and sell our trade show. That will give us a lot of money to be able to invest back into our incredible community and to our membership. And on top of that, that was when we brought in G back, and who would have ever thought, right? We were going to go through a global pandemic. So he's brilliant. He's done a lot for the association. We are so, so blessed and grateful. And now we're ready to go on up to our next chapter. He's left us in an incredible spot. He will always be with us. We are ready now to take it to another level and another chapter.
Couple personal questions before we wrap up. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food is salmon.
I knew that. Every time we've done dinner, it's Kim Althoff gets salmon. It's a
Creature
fact.
of habit on certain things you're going to learn about me for sure.
What's your favorite hobby?
Favorite hobby is probably two things, being with friends and family, and foremost, and then traveling.
What's your favorite vacation spot?
Italy.
Do they have salmon in Italy?
They do have salmon in Italy, but you really kind of have to go for the pasta. And it also depends, right? Northern, southern Italy, all the, but try it all. It's fabulous.
All right. In closing, give some words of advice to our members watching and the community out there that may be considering membership. And
Couple little words of wisdom, right? That I like to kind of always mention and tell my team. Stay curious, stay kind, and keep moving forward. So with that, stay curious, continue to learn, right? There's a lot within ISSA that we offer from a learning, from a training perspective. Ask questions. The industry is changing. We here, the association, want to be your place to go to help and support you for your business. Stay kind, treat others how you would want to be treated. Member first. We are really excited. We have a new 5-year strategy, which we will start to unveil come January, some of our town hall meetings, Jeff. And our members are our most important part of the association. And we're going to spend time getting to know those members, learning from those members, being partners, and collaborating with them. Because with partnerships, we all will be stronger together and we're going to keep moving forward, right? As I said, it's a crazy time, but there is incredible technology, innovation. We all hear the word AI. Some of us don't know what that means. How can it help us? What can it do? But, you know, my father used to always say, people don't give this industry enough credit. It's a pretty goddamn sexy industry. And, I don't think I really understood that until he would come home from the trade shows and he would talk about, all this great equipment and everything that he saw. And then you see it now. And for those of us that do dedicate the time, there is so much out there from our members, so many incredible products, programs, people. It just passionately for me, I just love it. And for those of you that are not a part of the ISSA community, we want you to get involved, learn more, come to us and join us. Because I go back to just saying That's an incredible group of people, businesses, individuals. We're making a difference, and there's a lot more to come, Jeff.